want to bring in Jim Walz. He's running in Illinois' 14th district for United States Congress. Jim, welcome to the Young Turks.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
No problem. So, Jim, you already ran for this seat, and you won the primary back in 2016, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, now you went up against the incumbent Randy Hultgren. He wound up winning. It is generally considered a red district. So this time around, there's a wave coming, so you might stand a better chance. So the Democratic Party back you to run against them again?
I would suggest that I'm not necessarily their chosen candidate. I'm running as a true progressive, and there's so much that has changed in this particular election cycle. We have to bring in our moderate Republican friends and our independents. We cannot win this campaign or this race on Democratic votes alone. So much has changed, and I'm really enthusiastic about the support that I've received from across the aisle as well. I have a lot of Republican voters out there speaking on my behalf at Republican groups, with Republican groups, and I really am excited about the opportunity. But I do have to win the primary first, and I'm excited about the prospects for that next Tuesday.
And this is such a common theme in the candidates that I interview, that the progressive candidate is oftentimes not supported by the Democratic Party. But Jim, you're saying something that is a foreign concept in Washington. You're saying you're the most progressive, but you've got a lot of Republicans supporting you. So let me just ask it in an earnest way. How does that jive?
Sure. Well, I've made it a point to make a distinction between Republican politicians and Republican voters, quite frankly. Republican voters are our family, our friends, and our neighbors. And we have the same issues just like everybody else. And when we cast the labels aside and talk strictly about the issues, I think that there's so much common ground that we come to a consensus. I have worked with Republican electors in the past on a local level here in Warren Township. I live in Gurnee, Illinois, in regards to getting an advisory question back in November of 2012 to get money out of politics. The corrupting nature of money in politics spans both political stripes, and it is a bipartisan issue. And I've worked steadfastly to get money out of politics, and other issues as well transcend partisan stripes, such as solar energy. I'm currently working with board members, again, from both political stripes, and we're on the verge of enacting a solar array project locally that will generate 100% of our renewable energy consumption, and we're going to do it in the form of a solar array project. And it cuts across party lines, and we have bipartisan support for that.
So Jim, that's interesting. So I see that you worked with Move to Amend, which is an ally of Wolfpack in getting money out of politics, obviously to amend the Constitution to get money out. So that's great from a progressive point of view. But we're told by people in Washington that if you want to appeal to Republican voters in districts like yours, that you shouldn't talk about the corruption. Instead, you should talk about how pro-banker you are and pro-corporation and big business, because they think that that's what Republican voters want. Has that been your experience or the opposite?
Absolutely not. Again, the advisory question that I worked on back in November of 2012 in response to Citizens United, 24,000 votes were cast, and by a 2-to-1 margin, it passed overwhelmingly. And it just shows that money in politics transcends political stripes, and we have to do everything that we can. It's so important. I've signed a personal pledge to take zero PAC money, zero special interest money, zero corporate funds. How can I possibly be an advocate for Medicare for all if I'm accepting contributions from the medical field, whether it be health insurance companies or pharmaceutical industry? How could I possibly be an advocate for renewable energies if I'm accepting contributions from the fossil fuel industry? So we have to do everything that we can to we've run a true grassroots campaign. I have unbelievable support from many progressive groups within the district who are speaking out on my behalf as we speak, phone banking, door knocking, and the like. And in this particular race, grassroots efforts are going to be the key to flip the 14th congressional district, and I have that support, and I'm so enthusiastic about what's about to occur.
All right, I wanted to ask you about one more policy issue, which is healthcare. So,
Yes,
what do you think is the correct path forward on healthcare?
I'm absolutely, positively a Medicare for All advocate. To me, I believe that healthcare is a right and not a privilege, and I believe with the legislation that was passed out of Washington in December of last year is on borders on immorality, where giving tax breaks to the rich at the expense of the most vulnerable is unconscionable to me. The only health care that health insurance companies provide is stress. And I truly believe that, in the country in which we live, we are the only industrialized country in the world that does not offer basic medical care to all of their citizens. And in my America, that just is not the way to go.
So, Jim, how many people in the Democratic primary?
There are 7 of us.
Wow, 7. So why you as opposed to the rest of them?
Well, unlike my competitors, I'm not running against my primary candidate opponents. I'm running for the people of everybody in the 14th congressional district. I have run against Randy Hultgren in the last election cycle, and I know what it takes to win. It's going to take, again, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to take more than Democratic voters. It's going to take a cross-section of independents and moderate Republicans. And I have demonstrated my ability to reach out to those Republican voters and those independent voters. And there is no question in my mind that I have a true grassroots organization to fully enact a total bipartisan effort. It is so important. I've done it, and I will continue to do it. I will represent everybody from all political stripes. We're all in this together.
All right, so I want to give everybody the links to Jim's website and how you can donate and volunteer. It's jimwallsforcongress.com with a Z, and obviously all the links will be down below in the description box on YouTube and in the comment section on Facebook. Jim's got a primary coming up next Tuesday, so a week from today. So Jim, good luck and thanks for joining us.
I thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you and your audience. Thank you so much.
No problem at all.